Welcome to our Tech of Life. If you like the information, subscribe to our channel. Ever wondered why Python is one of the most popular programming languages in the world? Its appeal lies in its simplicity and readability, making it a favorite among beginners and experts alike. Python's syntax is clean, easy to understand, and virtually free from clunky braces or semicolons. As a high-level interpreted language, Python is versatile, powering everything from web development to data science and even artificial intelligence. In the next few minutes, we'll dive into Python's syntax and basic concepts. One of Python's key features is its clean, easy-to-read syntax. Dive into the world of Python and you'll find that its syntax is like a breath of fresh air. No curly braces, no semicolons, just beautifully structured code. Python's syntax relies heavily on indentation. Each block of code is defined by its indentation level, creating a visual hierarchy that's easy to follow. Now, let's talk about variables. In Python, declaring variables is as simple as naming them and assigning a value. No need to specify the type. Python is dynamically typed. This means the type of the variable is inferred based on the value you assign. Speaking of types, Python supports a variety of basic data types. We have integers for whole numbers, floats for decimal numbers, strings for text, and booleans for true or false values. Python's dynamic typing means you can change the type of a variable as your program runs, giving you flexibility and power. Let's not forget about Python's operators. We have arithmetic operators for calculations, comparison operators for making comparisons, and logical operators for conditional programming. These operators are the building blocks of Python, and they're as easy to use as they are powerful. Now you've got a handle on Python's syntax basics. Next, we'll look at control flow in Python. Control flow is a fundamental concept in any programming language, and Python is no different. To start, control flow is essentially the order in which your program's code executes. It's the logic that decides which instructions to run, when to run them, and under what conditions. In Python, we have several tools at our disposal to manage control flow. First up are conditional statements, the if, elif, and else. These statements allow your program to make decisions based on certain conditions. If it's raining, you might take an umbrella. If it's sunny, maybe you'll wear a hat. In code, it looks just as simple. Next, we have loops. For and while loops let you repeat a block of code multiple times. A for loop might be used to iterate over a list, while a while loop continues until a certain condition is no longer true. Now, what if you want to stop a loop in its tracks, or skip an iteration? That's where break and continue come in. Break will stop the loop entirely, while continue skips to the next iteration. Lastly, we have functions. Functions are reusable pieces of code that perform a specific task. You define a function with the def keyword, give it a name, and then call it whenever you need it. With that, you now understand control flow in Python. But we're not done yet. Let's move on to Python's collection data types. Python offers several collection data types that are incredibly useful. Let's dive in and explore these versatile tools. First up, we have lists. Think of lists as a sequence of items, just like a shopping list. They're created by enclosing items in square brackets. The best part, lists are mutable, meaning you can change their content after creation. Next, we have tuples. They're like lists, but instead of square brackets, we use parentheses. The key difference? Tuples are immutable. Once you create a tuple, you can't change its content, it's set in stone. Then we've got sets. Sets are similar to lists and tuples, but they're unordered and only contain unique elements. In other words, no duplicates allowed. You create a set using curly braces. Last but not least, we have dictionaries. Dictionaries are a bit different. They store data in key value pairs, similar to a real-life dictionary. You create a dictionary by enclosing key value pairs in curly braces, with each pair separated by a colon. Now, you're probably wondering how to work with these collection types. You can access and manipulate them using various Python methods. For instance, you can add or remove items from a list or a set, or update a value in a dictionary. And that wraps up our quick tour of Python's collection data types. Now you have a solid foundation in Python syntax and basic concepts.